Hola, mis amores. Welcome back. First of all, let's give it up for the bathing suit. Shein. I'll go ahead and link it for you guys below. Okay, so this is probably my most anticipated video, I think, ever. On YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. The most anticipated video is how much did everything cost? So I'm going to go ahead and take the actual time to give you guys a whole breakdown. The reason why I'm also coming out in a bathing suit is because a lot of people do not believe that I once used to weigh over 300 pounds. So I'm specifically coming out like this, not only because my last video coming out like this blew the hell up. I appreciate y'all. But I also want to share like the scars. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be visible so y'all can see everything that I had to basically have done in order to be here today. Okay? It was not cheap. It was not overnight. And I even saw a comment on there, surprisingly, from a man talking about, calling me Frankenstein and all of that. I honestly didn't even take offense to it. I saw it and I kind of giggled. He referenced his girlfriend like, oh, I'm so glad that I'm in a relationship. Good for you, buddy. Here's the thing, and this is what I personally believe in. You don't have to believe in what I believe in, but this is what I stand for. We are all a work in progress. I'm one to always say that I'm always under construction. I am never done. Who knows the different Mariana that you're going to see a couple of years from now? I am always working on myself. And mind you, and I'm not one of those that I'm getting surgery to look like anybody else. I have had to get surgery in order to feel comfortable in my skin, in order to feel better about myself, in order to get myself where I think I would ideally want to be. The craziest thing about social media and people having an opinion about you, they expect you to be comfortable or stay where you're at in order to validate their feelings. Like, this is my fucking life. This is my body. This is the things that I felt that I have had to do. Did it ever stop me from being in a relationship? No. Did it ever decrease my value? No. It's just like I said, everything is a work in progress, and there's just so much that as a weight loss person, you don't know what that is or the struggles that we have to literally go through after the weight loss. And keep your fucking opinion to yourself, because I'm going to do whatever I got to do for me, baby. I don't do this to make anybody comfortable. And unfortunately, there's just so much that you can accomplish with the gym, right? I could have lost the weight naturally. Could have stayed, with all that excess skin. I could have stayed with dangling titties after weight loss. I could have. But who was that benefiting? Not a damn fucking soul. I need to do it for me, right? Have you guys ever heard of the saying, you are not ugly, you're just broke? I'm pretty sure y'all have heard that before. And I'm going to use a perfect example because everybody knows this person. And nothing against my girl Chloe, love her to death. It's the most viral picture that I'm just using as reference. I'll put it right here. You catch my drift? You get where I'm going with this? The most important thing to point out is that you're going to need a lot of patience and a lot of money. That's the reality of it, okay? So how thorough do y'all want me to get? Do you want me to get from the very beginning before I had my weight loss? Because we can start there. And mind you, I don't have an exact number because a lot of these surgeries, besides my most recent ones, were done over 10 years ago. So I don't have those same exact numbers. I remember a little bit of what they were, okay? You guys, the specifics of everything that I've had done in order to achieve who I've become today. I'm not saying go ahead and do all of this. I'm not saying go to the doctors that I went to because none of them pay me. I paid for everything cash for everything that I've gotten done to myself, okay? So I'm not saying any of that. Again, this is just for record, for reference, so y'all have an idea or ballpark as to my journey and how much I've spent. Again, ballpark. All right, so first things first is the first surgery that I had done. I'll start putting everything down here, right, so y'all can see it. So the first surgery, let me scoot over here a little bit more. The first surgery that I had done was the VSG, okay? I believe it was in 2010. That was the weight loss surgery. If you're not familiar with what a VSG is, it's kind of similar to the gastric bypass. It's a weight loss surgery. Go ahead and do your own research on that. But for the VSG, I had it done in Dominican Republic. It was recommended to me by my boss at the time who had it done. And I took a trip to Dominican Republic. I paid for everything cash. The surgery itself, at the time, mind you, this was in 2010, most of the insurances were not covering surgery like this day. Obviously, I went with a cheaper route to go out of the country. Do I recommend my doctor? Absolutely. And I'll go ahead and provide the doctor's name right below it too. Okay, so that's that. That's the VSG. So the surgery itself was $5,000, but let's just say I paid around $6,500, right? And that includes flight, it includes all of the prescriptions, all of the testing that I had to have done, and it also includes like some money to the lady who was taking care of me at the time, which was a family member. So that's the first surgery. Boom, I got the weight loss surgery. I'm thinking, great, ooh, I'm happy, yeah. This is it. This is what I've been waiting my whole entire life for. And guess what? They don't mentally prepare you for all of the body changes that you're going to encounter. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being like this. It's almost like, I always refer to it like a balloon, right? Imagine you're like this, and they're gonna pop, boom, and everything just goes. That's exactly what happened. Skin was flabbing, legs were flabbing, titties were like down here, my arms were flabbing, you name it. Everything just went like this. And I can make a video on this if y'all want later on, but imagine the struggle after that. So the first things first is that I knew I was determined to get a tummy tuck done, okay? So I went to Dominican Republic again with a recommended doctor again, but for this doctor, I am not giving y'all the information for because it's somebody that I do not recommend. That's just the reality of it. It's not somebody that I recommend. There's a whole backstory about that doesn't even matter. It was a little, it was one of those experiences where it was a little sketchy. I don't know if y'all can see, but I do have like a little hole right here from the tube that ended up getting infected. It wasn't the best experience. And mind you, this was so many years ago that I'm sure a lot of things have changed. A lot of progress has been made with, obviously, with plastic surgery being such a big thing these days. But since it's not somebody that I recommend, I'm not going to add his name or the information on here. But for that surgery, I believe I paid $4,000 for the tummy tuck, right? And at the time, they did a little tiny bit of lipo right here in the back chichos. I didn't like my results. And not to talk negatively about the doctor, I believe he did what he could. I believe he did the best that he could with what he was working with, okay? At the end of the day, I had a lot of skin. I had a lot of skin. And, it's not the worst tummy tuck ever, but could it have been better? Yeah. $4,000 for the surgery itself. Again, when you go out of the country, you think about the surgery cost, all the testing you got to get done, all the documentation, all the blood work, all the medicine. So that alone was almost $1,000. At the time I had somewhere to stay, but I also had to pay who I was staying with at the time. So let's ballpark that, right, to $6,000. This is just the beginning. And mind you, again, all of these were paid for cash. Then after the tummy tuck, I was feeling a lot better about myself. I was working out. And then eventually I knew, right? I knew I wanted to get my boobs done. I wanted to get my arms done. I wanted to get my thighs done. There was such a huge gap before I actually got the surgeries. Mind you, I think I had the tummy tuck done 2 years after my VSG, right? So then it was a time frame of almost 8 years or 7 years, about 8 years before I actually went and reinvested into myself. Because of course, life happens, shit happens, you gotta prioritize other things. I was strictly invested into savings. I really wanted to focus on buying a house, so I had to prioritize buying a house first. I accomplished that. And then after I bought my house and sold it, actually I sold it 2 years ago, obviously I used some of my investment from that house to pay for the next surgery, which was then my arms and my boobs. That was my next surgery. I'm holding my other phone here so I can have these I do have the accurate numbers for because obviously they were more recent. So my arms, again, if y'all missed the first video, I had my arms done to remove all the excess skin. Again, one of the best investments that I've ever made, especially as a weight loss person. That one I had it done in August of 2022. I had it done at Pure Plastic Surgery, Chef's Kiss, highly recommend. Again, I did not work with them. This is not sponsored. This is literally me speaking on experience. So if you're looking for a reliable doctor or doctors or facility, I would definitely recommend them because I've had my next couple of surgeries with them and I had nothing but a good experience on both. Clearly, All right, so I had that one done. The arms and the boobs cost me a total of $15,502.66. That one I paid for cash. Again, with the investment from my home, paid for that one cash. Perfecto. So then the most recent one that I had done was my thigh lift. Okay, again, showing y'all the scars on both sides. Extremely happy with the results. That one cost me a total of $6,185. That one I had done this year in June. My thigh lift, I actually had it done in the same facility with now a female doctor. The good thing about that place is that if you are a returning customer, they actually give you like a little discount. So I think my thighs were supposed to cost me like 12K or something like that. I don't know, 11K, something. But I ended up paying only the $6,000 because I'm a returning person. So, baby, you know I'm a fucking hustler, because if I wouldn't have asked, hey, do y'all give a discount for returning people? I don't know why the fuck I thought about, well, the hustler in me thought about that, right? They probably would have just gave me a regular quote. I said, no, hey, do y'all offer some kind of discount? Yes, perfect. All right, so this is just in plastic surgery, okay? Let's go ahead and do a drum roll. Ta-da! But wait, there's more. Y'all thought I was done there? No. There was 2 additional adjustments that I made to myself that aren't necessarily considered, or maybe they might be considered cosmetic. I don't know. But there was 2 additional things that I did do for myself that, again, enhanced me into who I am today. And I feel the need to share that. A lot of people might consider it, might wonder if it's worth it or not, but the 2 additional things that I had done, I had LASIK done. I don't know if y'all seen my old videos, but believe it or not, I'm like a hot geek, okay? I'm actually very smart, but I did used to use glasses, for so many years because I do work IT. So working in the IT industry and being in front of a computer all the time does mess with your vision. I ended up investing in myself because I'm a makeup girly too, and I used to hate having to wear contacts all the time and glasses that messed up my look. So I was like, okay, we gotta fix this. I took advantage of a discount that they were offering through LASIK Plus near tax season. I believe I paid like $2,200 for it. $2,200, so I'll put it right here. Best investment ever. I believe I also have a video somewhere. I don't know if on my Instagram or my YouTube, on my whole procedure as well. I try to do my best to vlog most of the shit. And then the other thing that I had done that was actually quite pricey. Let me go ahead and get closer for you. In case you missed it, I did have porcelain veneers done. And that is also on my YouTube. I used as a dentist, which was somebody that's local. I didn't have like the worst teeth possible, but I did, for those that remember, I did have a gap right here, and I wanted to fix that gap because, again, as somebody who's always on social media, I kind of learned how to like manage and present myself a certain kind of way where it didn't bother me, but I hated the freaking feeling of feeling restricted. Now I can be all up in your face and you can't do shit, and I won't feel that slight bit of insecurity knowing that people, instead of focusing on me, they're going to be focusing on my teeth. I didn't want to have to deal with that. My teeth ran me about $9,200. Yes, can you go to Mexico? Can you go to Colombia and get them done way cheaper? Yes, absolutely. But there was a local dentist in Central Florida that I had seen his work and all of that, and I was like, you know what? For a difference of like about 2K, I want somebody to be easily accessible to me just in case something happened. Which I'm glad I did, because I've actually gone back to see him several times. He maintains the cleaning of my teeth and all of that. But then I had to get custom retainers done, and those cost me like another $200. Let's ballpark it to like $9,500. Ballpark, okay? So that's the price for the 2 additional adjustments. Now, if we were to add all of it, cosmetic and the adjustments, we're just going to call them that for the shits and giggles, right? Here's the ballpark number, which I don't even know. I'm about to calculate it after I finish editing this video, okay? I'm kind of doing the whole sum in my head, and I'm like, yikes. I know you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like I said, you're not ugly. You're just broke. No, all jokes aside, guys, keep in mind, again, all of these surgeries except the last one. The last one, I was in the middle, which was my thigh surgery, which was this summer that just happened. I was in the middle of moving, and with moving comes a crazy amount of expenses, and I did not want to impact my bank like that at the time because I wanted to make sure to have a smooth sailing move. So I actually ended up paying for my thigh surgery with my credit card. No fucking biggie. Swipe it. So that is the only surgery that I have pending that I did not pay cash for. But listen, baby, if you're to ask me, was it worth it? Those 13 plus years of reconstructing myself. Call me Miss Frankenstein all you want, baby, because I look fucking good. And I worked very, very hard to get here. And you might be thinking, well, how'd you work so hard? That's the easy way out. Baby, listen, I put my life at risk one too many times. I paid for everything cash myself, except the last surgery. How? I work, baby. I work. I have a full-time career. Believe it or not, I'm not just looks. I'm probably one of the most hardworking individuals that you'll ever know. I've worked multiple jobs at the same time. I also do this whole influencing stuff. And in case y'all didn't know, yes, I do have a OF account as well, which has helped me throughout the process. Mind you, I didn't even use that income at all for none of my surgeries. I actually used them to start additional businesses. So before y'all take it there, down. I'm gonna go ahead and put an old picture of me right here. It's been a hell of a journey. It's been a hell of an investment. If you ask me, was this whole entire journey and every penny that I spent worth it? Baby, to go from this to this, I do it 1,000,000 times over. So if you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and comment below. Let me know and I'll make follow-up videos and more details in the description.